Drawing heads is really hard, but by the end of this video, you'll know how to draw them and you'll just need to put in the work. So let's start. The basic thing that you need to understand at first is proportions. So we need to learn what proportions actually are, and they are the size, spacing, and location of objects on a canvas. So, as you can see, these two stick figures are very different. One is improportionate and one is proportionate. The one on the right is the one that's proportionate, obviously. So to teach you proportions, I'm going to start with the circle. That's always the proportions of the head. To make this circle, I just used a perfect circle tool, but really any circle will do. It can be bumpy. Now you add these two crosshairs. In a frontal view, these will basically align in the middle, and that's what you're doing. So in a 3/4 view, like we're drawing here, they're going to be like curved. You know what I mean? Imagine like an ant walking across your sphere ball, and it's like dropping leaves or whatever. I don't know. So now you're going to add this oval or ellipse on the side. This represents the side plane of the face. So in a frontal view, you would basically draw these straight lines and cut off both sides. But from a 3/4 view, it's more of an oval on the edge. So there are some angles where one side is ovular, but you still cut off the other side because it's only a slight turn. But in this, you can't actually see the other side being cut off. Now you draw a straight line down, shooting down from that ellipse crosshair that we drew earlier. So you can see I drew the straight line. Then you're going to draw this chin line. This chin line is at the bottom of the chin. Don't make it too low, otherwise your face will look really long. Just put it like pretty close to the circle. On this side, the long one on that line in blue is an adult. The middle one is anime style, which is child's in idealistic proportions, and the bottom one is an anime child. Now you're going to add this line through the center of that oval that we drew earlier. That. And that basically splits that oval into fourths. There's an arrow, you can see now. Now you're just going to draw one line in. You're going to draw one line in, and then draw another line connecting to the chin. Sorry for selecting the layers there. Yeah, but like, as you can see there. Then you're going to draw the other side. It's basically like that top line that we drew, that top center line. You're going to draw one line going in from it, and then one line going out. That's the eye socket, and then going out to the cheek, and then you're going to connect that line to your jaw. Sorry if it's hard to explain. Rewatch this and just like copy it as a reference. There's a little example there of that line that you're going to be drawing. Just copy that if you don't know. And then you're going to draw an ear. It will always go in that bottom, like, quadrant of those fourths of the oval, as you can see. Then you're just going to add two necklines. And once you have those necklines, you're basically done with drawing a face in theory. This next step is totally optional, but I like to do it. It's that. It basically creates a more three-dimensional head shape. So those little eye sockets, we're going to extend the line from that little point there where the inner thing meets the thing that goes out to the cheek. And then you're going to draw a line with the same curvature as the top line, and then connect those two, and then shade in the bottom. This will create like a 3D form kind of thing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, again, just pause the video and like just copy it down, what I'm doing. And yeah, we're almost done drawing a face in theory. Yeah, next we're gonna move on to drawing a face in practice. Let's get started. Now here we have a pre-drawn sketch of an anime head that I did before the video. And basically, I'm just gonna trace over this to explain the steps in different examples. So, one thing to note is that oval on the side that we drew before, you don't completely draw it in, you only draw like part of it in. You don't draw the full oval, as you can see there, I'm demonstrating. And yeah, so let's get started. You know we're gonna start with a circle. That's basically the same in every single tutorial that you could do. By the way, this is in it. Then Next up, we add our 2 crosshairs, adding the direction of the head. And I forgot to mention, but the crosshair that cuts through the middle of that circle, that's your eyebrow line. So, yeah. As you can see there, I just finished adding the 2 crosshairs, and you can also draw through your sphere. And then I added that side plane on the side of the face. And if you feel your own face right now, you'll feel that the sides of your face are flat. Then connecting that line and shooting it down to the bottom of the chin. Now you can actually do it farther and just mark out the chin, but I tend to do it to the bottom of the chin. Sorry if that was a really bad explanation. Now you're gonna mark out your chin like we did in drawing a face in theory. Then, I think you know what comes next. We're gonna split that oval right into half so that it comes into fourths. Then, draw one line going in and then another line going into the chin. If you don't understand, just copy it down. You should be drawing along with it. Then, from the eyebrow line, you're going to draw a line in and then another line out, and then a line that connects to your jaw. That will be your eye socket and the bone that proceeds from your cheek. Then, you're going to connect that where those 2 lines meet you're going to draw a curved line with the same curvature as the top, connect those 2 lines, and then draw that shade in the middle. If you don't understand, don't worry. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the recording. Then you're going to add an ear in the bottom 4th quadrant, and then you're going to add your necklines, and then we're done right here. You can also erase your sketch lines, your guide lines, and just leave the eye socket in the head shape. But yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is artists don't just do this. There's not magic coming out of their Apple Pencil and just changing the brush size and then bam, magical, incredible anime heads. We have steps. Everybody does this, even the pros. If you don't see a pro using guidelines, then they've either memorized all of the steps for that specific angle so well that they can just draw without them, or they're just really weird for some reason. I don't know. Nobody does that. Okay, but again, circle, crosshairs. You're probably getting to know this by now. I think you should be. And then oval on the side for the side plane of the head. Now remember, the sides of the head will always be flat no matter what the head. And there is no measurement for the bottom of the chin, in my opinion. Some people tell you to measure this out by taking 1/4 of the circle and then dividing it by the full head length. Nobody does that. They just feel it out. You shoot that line down from the vertical crosshair, add your chin, and then 1 line in, and then another line connecting to the chin, right there. Then, from that eyebrow ridge, you're gonna shoot a line in, and then shoot another line out, and then connect those to the chin. And then you get your eye socket and your cheekbone protruding. So, yeah. Now, you don't need to do, actually you do need to do the next step, which is gonna be the neck and the ears. But the step after that, you're not gonna have to do anything. Oh, wait, I do it in a different order here. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna do that 3D form thing. You should be getting to know it by now. If you don't, just copy. Yeah, and then we're finished. Now we're gonna draw a head looking up. So your middle crosshair will be the same, but your horizontal crosshair will be looking up. Now, when you draw a head looking up, the face will get longer. And you need to notice that there's this kind of banana-shaped thing under the chin, which is basically, if you feel yourself right now, there's actually a plane there. A lot of artists forget that. But now, knowing those basics of looking up, we're going to draw a circle, add our crosshairs, just like normal. And as I said, the face is going to be longer here. So, we're going to cut off the edges, and these edges are just flat in this frontal view, where it's looking up. Now, we're going to shoot that line down and add your chin. And once you have your chin, you're just going to connect those lines from those edges that we cut off. Now, if you do this and add those 2 lines from the 3/4 views, it will look weird. That's not in real life. Instead, you just add another line across and then shade that in. It doesn't, in a frontal view, it doesn't actually go in like that. It's only in different views, like a 3/4 view, where the eyebrow ridge goes into the cheek and stuff. Then you're gonna add that ears. You can't actually see the 4 quadrants here because it's a frontal view, but just imagine them. Then you're gonna add that side plane under the face, shade it in, and add your neck, and then you're done. You're probably getting to know the steps by now. Here you can see this janky face. I was gonna teach you how to draw a face looking down, but then I realized I probably shouldn't teach you that because I don't know how to draw a face looking down. So if you're wondering how to draw a face looking down, don't look to me. Go follow somebody else. I don't know how to draw them looking down. So, next up we're gonna draw this. I sped it up a little because you probably know the steps by now, so I might not commentate too much. There's your crosshairs, there's your oval, lines, chin, and you basically just combine the looking up and the thing. As you can see, we have that little banana triangle bit thing for the under the chin, for that plane under the face. A lot of people forget that because they're not thinking in 3D. And then we have a 3/4 looking up that a different way. It's basically the same steps. Now, one thing you can do is you can have that center line follow the eyebrow ridge and the cheek. That's what I actually do. And as you can see, I still don't know how to draw faces looking down. So just skip that part, yeah. Now, thank you so much for watching. If I get this channel monetized, every single penny that I make will be going to St. Jude. So if you subscribe, it will really help. And then all you need to do is practice. Just put in the work, and trust me, you will be able to do all of it by the end of this week. Just 10 minutes a day. So that's it. Bye for now.